Hey, what's going on, dudes and dudettes? It's Pip Surfer with another daily update for the Cowabunga system. Today is Thursday, May 6, 2010. Hope y'all are doing great. Hope y'all are having a great day. I'm just going to get right into today's update. I have opened my 15-minute, my 4-hour chart for the cable, and I'm going to open my 4-hour chart so we can take a look at our trend. And I'm going to move it back to before midnight so you can see what it looked like. It's right there. And you can see that our most recent trend change candle was back on the 2nd of May. And since then, we've had this nice downtrend. We haven't had any new trend change candles. So at the start of my day, I was only looking for short trades. And if I move through today's action, you can see that we had more bearish movement. No new trend change candles in the middle of our session. Therefore, the trend is still down, and we still only look for short trades the entire day. Now you can see that even before this point, we've had a nice downtrend. So I've been kind of in an aggressive mode lately because when you get these nice trends, you kind of want to grab as many pips as you can. And we've seen this nice trend for the past couple of days now. So I am playing it a little more aggressive by taking trades a little closer to news events. Even though I know I'm still going to exit at news events, I'll play a little more risk in taking them even when they're a little closer to those news events, whereas other times I probably wouldn't. And the same goes for if how many pips I'm going for. Usually I like to stay at least 10 pips. If I can grab at least 10 pips after the spread, then that's fine. But during aggressive times, I want to grab many pips, and today was a prime example of that. So I'll definitely show you what I'm talking about. And again, like I said, your trading personality is going to be different from mine, but I am just going to give you kind of the basis of why I do certain things. And I've been trading the cable for a while, so you kind of get a sense of this kind of rhythm with the market, especially when you're focused on one pair for so long. You start to kind of get a sense of how it moves. And so this is one of those times where I've been really feeling this trend right now, and therefore that's why I've kind of switched into aggressive mode. And again, sometimes I'll switch into more conservative modes, and you'll definitely see me do that as well. So right now it is aggressive mode, Pip Surfer right now. So now that I looked at my trend, I'm on my 15-minute chart. This is where we actually make our entries. But before I make before I move forward, I want to take a look at my news events for the day. So you can go to babypips.com, click on this Tools tab. It's going to automatically bring up the news events for the day. Just make sure that it is set to the correct day. Today is May 6th, and then make sure this time zone drop-down bar is set to your correct time zone, because really the most important information that we're looking for is what time the news comes out, because we don't want to be in the markets when these important news events come out. So that's definitely important. And we're looking for news that affects either the UK or the US. So under this currency column, look for either GBP or USD, because that's the UK and the US and their currencies. So that's what we're really looking for. And at 4:30, you can see that we did have a couple of UK reports, PMI for the services and official reserves. So I jot that time down. If I move down, at 8:30, I do have non-farm productivity, which is the big one usually for the first Friday of every month, and that was today. So you definitely want to pay attention to that. Now we scroll down to 9:30, and like I said, I don't really pay attention when speakers speak, but today we had the chairman himself, Ben Bernanke, speaking in Chicago. So I did regard this as kind of a major news event there. And at 10:30, that's not really important. It's the ICSC chain store sales. I'm not really going to regard that. But 4:30, 8:30, and 9:30, I am marking those downs in a notepad. And you can do the same thing, or you can set an alert or alarm to let you know when those news events are coming out. So I have my news events handy now. I know I'm only looking for short trades. I'm ready to begin my day. And so here, I'm going to move my chart forward one candle at a time and give you my thought process along the way. And remember, the goal is to get you to start thinking the way that I'm thinking when it comes to trading the system. And hopefully it'll give you or start you off in the right path, and then you're trading the system correctly. And from then on, once you get comfortable with it, you can maybe develop your own system, tweak this one, or trade this one exactly as it is. It's really up to you. But again, it's really to get your mindset going and start thinking like a trader, staying disciplined and sticking to the rules. But at the same time, there's a balance, sticking to the rules, but at the same time knowing when to bend those rules, because I say this all the time. I'm kind of against robots and the whole idea of automated trading because, I mean, you know, we've been given brains for a reason. You know, if it was that easy, then it would just be, you know, everybody would be succeeding and all this stuff, but it's not. So you do have to use your brain, and there are times when you need to bend your rules. You know, trading is not a hard mathematical science. There is some kind of creativity, some artistic touch that you need to put to it. So to medley those two concepts together is a beautiful thing, and so we'll learn about that, and hopefully the more you watch these videos, the more you'll kind of understand that. Okay, so now enough of me babbling. I will move forward, and in the very first candle, this is the very first candle. It opens at midnight, means it's closing at 12:15. So this is, just to clarify, this is an okay candle to take a trade off of. You know, let's look at the indicators. RSI below 50, stochastics are trending down. MACD was positive from the previous candle and losing value, so this is a valid entry. And again, because it opens at midnight and closes at 12:15, this is okay to enter. Had it been the candle before this where it was closing at midnight, then I wouldn't take it. But since it opened at midnight, this is okay. This is within our trading time session, so I'm okay with that. Our first news event isn't until 4:30, so that's okay. So I want to enter at the close of this candle or as close to it as possible. In this case, it's at 51.15. Our stop will be at the most recent swing high at 51.45. And if we look, our nearest 0.50 level is at 5100. Now that's 15 pips without the spread. After you factor in the spread, it's not that much of a profit. Now, if I was in conservative mode, then I might still just take it as it is. But because I'm being aggressive, and I'm looking at my stop here, and if I were to take the difference of this 45 minus the entry, which is 15, that's 30 pips. That's still not that much, but in this kind of trending market, that sounds like a better target for me. It gives me a 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio, and I really like the idea that it's 30 pips. It's not overly huge, but it is a little more aggressive than this conservative target of only 15 pips, not even including the spread. So in this case, I'm going to go for the same amount of pips I'm risking on the trade. So again, I'm risking 30 pips. So to find my target, I just take my entry, which is 51.15, and subtract 30, and you get an initial target at 50.85. Okay? Again, and this is strictly because I'm in aggressive mode. Now I'll move my trade forward, and you can see that the initial target at 5100 is hit. But again, I'm being a little more aggressive here, and I'm going for that 1-to-1 reward to risk ratio. And you can see that it does pay off here. And in fact, we get a clean break. My target is hit at 50.85. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that stop to 50.85 and set my next target for 50.50 on the next 50 or 0 level. And I'll continue to watch it. And you can see that my second target does get hit. Now this time it doesn't make a clean break, so you're going to want to exit as close to this 50.50 as possible. I got it at 50.55, which is pretty good. And so sometimes it does pay to be a little aggressive. And you know, this is one of those times I bend the rules, and you're saying, oh well, yeah, in hindsight it looks good. But you know, this is one of those things when you're trading, you gotta kind of decide beforehand what your attitude is towards the market. Are you playing it safe or are you playing it aggressive? This case, I'm already in that aggressive mode, so that kind of leads me to, you know, take in the actions that I'm doing. So hopefully that will provide some kind of insight. And some of you may have just gotten that 15 pips, but hey, you still won, and be happy with that, and that's perfectly okay. And even I missed out more of those pips that moved down some more. So you won't grab everything all the time, and that's just one of the parts of the trading. So, but it is a win, and you know, I'm definitely happy about it. Here's the 8:30 candle, doesn't do much. Now here's 8:45. RSI below 50, stochastics trending down. MACD was positive on the previous candle, losing value. It's a valid entry, but I know news is coming out at 9:30. This closes at 9, only gives me 30 minutes of trading time. So even though I'm in aggressive mode, that's still way too short of a time frame to take a trade. So I'm going to skip this one. And here's 9:30. But if I look forward in hindsight, again, this looks beautiful. But again, can't always see everything. So I'm running out of time, but if you have any questions, post them. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. But that's it for today's update, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cowabunga, dudes.